you're ready to start emailing. But how do you obtain voter email addresses? So let's go right into this. You're in webelect.net. Remember, .net, not .app, because there is a difference. .app is for canvassing. .net is all of your administrative functions, including phone banking. So now that you're in here and your screen should look like this, by the way, there is an old Webelect, an old user interface, and it looks like this. So if you're here, choose the word new menu and it brings you into the new user interface. From here, you want to choose voter info. Now, if you need a tutorial on what all of these different things on the homepage means, I'll include a link below for that. So right now we want voter info and it's going to open a submenu over on the right hand side. We want to choose targeting. This is how we begin our search. I'll choose targeting. And you can refine it here in this page. You're going to have 2 pages, actually 3, where you can continue to refine your search. So here you can choose, by the way, the database that we're in is all of Orange County, Florida. So here on this page, inside of Orange County, Florida, I can choose a state house. I could choose a judicial district. I can use a county commission, a school board. So it kind of, if you're looking for, and by that I mean maps. I don't mean members, I mean maps. So the maps for the school board, the maps for the county commission, the maps for the judicial district, the maps for the state house, so on and so forth. So that you can begin to select areas. So this page here is for selecting of custom areas or districts. But I'm not going to do that because I just need email addresses for everyone because I want to email everyone. Let's click next page, voter criteria. And again, this further refines what you're looking for. Is there a specific race of people, a gender, people older or younger? When have they registered? Their party affiliation, whether they vote by mail, early voting. And by the way, this information here is depending on what you choose up here. And I have a video that goes over what all these things mean. I'll include a link below. But you can further refine it. On this right-hand side are all of the precincts contained within Orange County, Florida. Now, when you're doing, most often, you're not doing a campaign that's an entire county. You might be, but chances are you're not. So when you're working with an entire county, you have to remember that there's going to be an awful lot of voters, which means an awful lot of information, which means the more data that you're requesting, the longer it's going to take to give you an answer. So take that into consideration when you say click on an entire, like if I just choose next page, by default, I am choosing every voter in Orange County, Florida. That might take 15 minutes to come up with, and you have to move from page to page, and it takes a while. Be patient. So I prefer to refine my search, and it's not a bad idea to do it anyways, which is I will refine it by all Republicans with an email address, all Democrats with an email address, all independents with an email address, NPAs. That way, I'm not taking up too much time, and I kind of know the type of voter that's inside of that category. So in this case, I'm going to choose Republicans. And just for the sake of time, I'm just choosing one precinct. I would normally not choose one precinct, but again, for the sake of time, because it does take a while to process. So let's click next page criteria. And it takes you to yet another menu where you can further refine what you're looking for, right? So, and I do have a video that goes over what this means, how to sort information here. But for the purposes of an email address, other than to exclude opposed, see, exclude if household has member of, I'm going to choose that radio button. So I'm saying, give me every Republican in that precinct uh, who is not opposed to me. Let's have their email addresses. So we're adding pieces to what we're looking for. So then you choose next page. And again, now you have more options. And there is a video that goes over what all of these mean. But for now, we're only looking for email addresses. The very top shows export. Go ahead and click on show options. And by the way, along the way, you'll see how many voters you have up there. That doesn't mean you have 932 voters with email addresses. We haven't even asked them for that yet. This is just 932 voters that are Republican, that are in that precinct, and that are not opposed to the campaign. So now we're going to choose emails. And as an FYI, if someone says, how did you obtain my email address? It really came from the supervisor of elections or from the state of Florida. All the information inside of Webelect comes from uh, the elections here in the state of Florida. So if you updated your email address or your vote by mail, if you updated your voter registration or your vote by mail ballot, and in that included your email address or your phone number, that's how we know. That's where it comes from. So go ahead and show options, and you'll notice you have other options here on the right hand side. Right now, we're not worried about any of these things. What we want is email addresses. And here I'm going to choose email address. You can only choose one thing on this right hand side. You might be tempted to send email addresses to Constant Contact. Feel free and try it. I did this, and this might have been improved by now, but I did this many years ago, and I wasn't happy with the way that Constant Contact would speak to Webelect, and so the information just never connected. So email address is the way to go for me. I found that to be the easiest, especially with time being of the essence. So email address. Once I have selected what I'm looking for, which is right here, I come up to the upper right hand corner, run report. That's kind of like your submit button. And once there, it's going to put together a spreadsheet for you that contains that information. So let's go ahead and download the spreadsheet and see what that looks like. So here we go. This is the Excel sheet. Actually, what I've done is I downloaded and then I uploaded to my Google Drive because I tend to work better there. That's up to you. But this is what it will look like. And so at this stage, all you need to do then is make sure that your columns, because these are the headers, that the columns will match what your email software is looking for so that you can upload it. You'll need to follow the directions for your mass email service provider. But that's basically it. These, you'll have their email address and the voter file. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this particular voter. It's in an Excel. This is their name, their gender, birthday party, if voter ID. By the way, the key to Webelect is the voter ID. It's kind of like your social security number. By that, I mean that that's kind of how the whole system works on just that one number. So in Florida, everyone is assigned a voter ID, and it's what follows you. So let's keep going here. And it even gives you like a score of how often they vote, their precinct, the different districts that they're in, their address, their carrier route. I mean, you name it, all kinds of stuff. And if they donated money, it would be there too. So let's go ahead and go back. All of that is irrelevant, quite frankly. The only thing that your software is going to look for is first name, last name, and email address. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. But this is how you are able to extract email addresses from Webelect.